Welcome back to another episode of Grown and Unscripted. I'm Sean. And if you made it to episode 3, congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. Applause. Shit. I'm giving myself a pat on the back. We made it to episode 3. 3 episodes down. Consistently. Y'all know what that means? I'm being consistent, which means y'all should be consistent. And the way y'all can do that is by liking the videos, subscribing, turning on the post notification bell after you hit subscribe, and commenting on the videos. Hey, I like your video. Hey, here's a topic I want you to talk about. Hey, you look nice today. That would really be really helpful. Boost my self esteem just a little bit. But all in all, we just want to thank y'all for showing support on episode 1, episode 2, and hopefully y'all do the same with episode 3. Like I said before, this is not just a relationship podcast, but hey, when the topics come revolving around relationships, that's what I'm gonna talk about and give y'all my insight. You already know, unscripted, unapologetic. Y'all already know the spill. Y'all already know the spill. With that being said, let's get into today's episode. So I hope y'all are having a great Monday. Honestly, I know it's a little. Hopefully, I posted this at a decent time. I know for a fact I'm not because recording this, I was tired earlier and I'm probably recording this mad late. It is actually dark outside. But y'all, the last couple of weeks I just want to say has been a little up and down, but I digress. We're getting through it. Hope y'all are having a good day. Let me know down below how y'all Monday went, how y'all Monday's going, how you think your week's gonna go. Like, y'all have any goals for this week? Let me know down below in the comment section. And for my audio listeners, I appreciate everybody that's tuning into the Spotify. I'm gonna try to get on Apple Podcasts pretty soon. It's a little difficult to do all that, but I'm gonna figure it out for y'all. But if you're on Spotify, hey, how you doing? I'm waving. You can't see me. You're listening. You know. But share the podcast on Spotify. Follow it. Engage. Rate the podcast. Comment. You can do that now. But I'm yapping a little too much. My bad. Y'all want to get into the topics. I understand. Today's topic, y'all, I think is a good one. I think I scripted this, but unscripted it. You know what I mean? It's called Grown and Unscripted, but I put a little script. You get it. You get it. Let me show you. So brief little topic. I already got my handy dandy notes with my raggedy ass iPad case. If y'all see the raggedy ass iPad case, fund the podcast, fund the iPad case. Just saying. Um, Today's topic is the role of communication and friendships. Plus the big debate: can you be friends with your ex? Right. And last little tidbit I'm gonna just throw out there: do friends with benefits work? We all are familiar with friends with benefits. We all are familiar with people trying to be friends with their ex, and we're all familiar with how communication works. But we're gonna deep dive a little bit into those and break it down for y'all a little bit. A lot of stuff in social media really preaches that you don't really need an actual relationship. I know I talked about in last week's episode about dating in this generation, like we're all about situationships and things like that. But this one is more so, can you really vibe with your ex on that friend level after y'all had a relationship? Whether it ended off good, if it ended off good, let's just say that. If it ended off really well, like it was a mutual thing, which I can relate to. I was only in one relationship before my current one. Um that one ended, I would say, low key mutual, but low key not mutual. Like it started off not mutual, but over time we realized we basically quote unquote grew up together. So we started dating in like ninth grade. Now I'm lying. We started dating in 10th grade. So from 10th grade to after high school. So like stopped dating like 2017, 2018. I'm lying. We still dated those times. We stopped dating probably around like 2020. 2020 is probably when we stopped dating. 2020, 2021, one of those two. But the way it ended, it was just a little lucky. I ain't gonna lie. It was my fault. It was low key my fault. It was heavily my fault. But it was also like some things she did, some things I did. We could have communicated a lot better on it, but over time, as like time went on, we realized that we're better off friends. Not that we should have stayed friends, but in the end, as we got older, we can be cordial, we can be cool. Like to this day, like if I just randomly be like, "Hey, what's up? How you been?" We can do that without any strings, without any animosity or anything like that. Which I think a lot of people can do if you're of that mature mindset. And most relationships really don't end very well. Say if someone cheated on you, would you really want to be friends with somebody that cheated on you? Regardless if they opened up to you and said, "Hey, listen, I just want to talk to you. I did such and such and such and such." Could you really come back from that to like either be their friend, or would you come back? Could you come back from that to really to like talk to them again? And I feel like this one little thing. I'm gonna just throw this in there. One little thing I feel like why people cheat is really the basis of communication. Like, I'm gonna get into that, but we're talking about can you be friends with your ex first? I personally, it like I said, it really depends on how the situation ended, but I feel like friends is all that should be. A lot of people are like out here being friends with their ex and still having that string attached, which then becomes friends with benefits because you still have that history with them. And once you still have that history, you think, oh, hey, I'm not talking to anybody. You're not talking to anybody. We're not yet moved on. Hey, let's try this. We can be friends, but still have that little bit of string attachment to each other. So where y'all can still do like little cutesy shit, like dates, Valentine's Day, because like you don't want to be alone, but yet you don't want to be with them anymore. And y'all have this understanding of, hey, let's just be friends. But yet y'all still doing a couple of things. Just not really understanding that. So that's where I'm trying to understanding what the hell people really think friends with benefits are. Like friends with benefits to me has always been, hey, you just have a little hookup here, like here and there, like a sneaky link type of thing. That's what I always thought friends with benefits was. But someone brought it to my attention that friends with benefits can also like be attached to an ex. Like, hey, y'all stop talking for a while, then y'all come back together to be like, hey, yeah, I realized we went through this, we were together, but I would still like to be your friend, keep in touch, things like that. I feel like that keeping in touch part is where everybody thinks, hey, we can do that friends with benefits part. And then you eventually you get to the point where you want to move on, and then that other person has the strings get back attached. They don't want you talking to anybody else. They just want to continue to friends with benefits. At that point, y'all should just start dating again. All right. So that's what someone asked me to kind of like throw in my opinion about like friends with benefits and can you be friends with your ex. I also did put up a little poll on Instagram and I'm gonna read some of y'all's like responses that I enjoyed. So someone said I put on the poll, can you be friends with an ex? Someone said depends if they dog me out. Hell nah, fuck that motherfucker. Which I understand. Like I said, if they cheated on you, if they did you wrong, if they treated you like shit, I don't really think you should consider being their friend. I don't think you should even put that thought in your mind. Just because you think you love them, just because you think you have, like I said, you guys have history. History don't mean shit. It doesn't mean a damn thing if they cheated on you. It doesn't mean anything if they like drug your name through the mud or some shit like that. Like, nah. So I do agree with you. I do agree with you. Someone else said that I actually only two of y'all responded, but thank you for those who responded. Someone else said if you're emotionally mature, sure, but most lesbians these days don't know how. So she's speaking from that standpoint of the fruit cup community. You already know what we call them, me included, a little fruit cup. You already know. But so from that aspect, I can kind of throw my little 2 cents in there. It's a little bit. I don't really know too much about that because I don't really do all that dibbling dabbling that they be doing when they be like friends with their ex. Let me paint y'all a little picture of how people say lesbians are friends with their ex, especially if you are a stud. From my understanding, studs they say the studs that are friends with their ex tend to be stuck on their ex, tend to be having that, like I said, friends with benefits status with their ex, but they'd be like, "Oh no, we just cool. I just went over there and helped her with such and such and such." Yeah, those are the ones you don't trust. Those are the ones you stay away from. All right. If anybody says they're friends with their ex and they talk to their ex every day, they're still stuck on their ex. That's pretty much like a little advice I would give to someone that's has a significant other that's friends with their ex, and they're talk. If you talking to your ex every day, sending them good morning texts, how are you doing? Hey, did you eat today? How's your work day going? And then you sending them good night texts, and it's like a repeated cycle. I don't know what to tell you. Uh, They not with you, boo. They with their ex still. You just a placeholder until they get mad at their ex again. They want to be booed up, Badu booed up, like LMA said, with you again. So again, being friends with your ex, it can work in some aspects if you know truly that your strings will never be attached to them again. The feelings are truly gone. I recommend giving it more than 2 weeks because some of y'all be out here giving it 2 weeks to a month. I recommend giving it a little bit more time than a month. So like two, unless you're very mature about it, to give it 2 weeks and you can truly move on that damn fast and forgive them for whatever they did, or y'all can really say, hey, yeah, this isn't working out. I think we should really just, be friends, but, step away from it for a really long time before you're like really jumping into that. On from that, I would honestly, we're just gonna hop straight into straight communication. I also wanted to give the communication aspect, as long as from relationships and friendships. Because if you think about it, even with relationships where communication is really important, friendships are communication and friendships are actually important too. Most people really don't think about it that way. I think it's just as important. Friend aspect point of it, miscommunication with a friend can lead to a lot of conflict. So this is why communicating in an effective way with your friend can lead to a healthy friendship. Before we get into a little bit more of my personal opinion on communication and friendship and relationships, I also asked another poll on my Instagram. So I'm gonna read a few of those that y'all said. Someone said I feel like they're low key copying me. I'm not gonna say I started trends, but it got to a point where there were too many similarities. Um, in that aspect, I feel like that type of friend, if you see your friend kind of following the like literally copying you for kind of everything that you did, say like you dye your hair and you cut your hair because you wanted a fresh start, and then you have a friend that's like a week or two later that dyed their hair and cut it their fresh start, and say like when you did it, they didn't say anything like, "Oh, girl, that was so cute. You look really good. That looks really good. That really fits you. That suits you." I feel like that type of friend that didn't give you, if they don't give you a compliment when you do it and they just right off the bat just do it themselves, I feel like that's the means for not like stop being their friend. That's the means for a to have a come to Jesus moment. Like, hey, listen, bitch. Um, I noticed how you didn't give me a compliment. I noticed how you feel like you had to steal like my not. I don't say your thunder in a way, but I feel like I noticed how you stole my fucking thunder, and you decided to cut your hair because you saw how much attention I was getting. I feel like that's hating ass bitch, in my opinion. But that's just me. Let me know what y'all think. Is that like is that the means for like a hating ass bitch? Is someone like they don't give you a compliment, they don't that again, that's a form of communication. Like, hype your friend up. Hyping your friend up is a form of communication. Tell them they're doing good. Tell them they're looking good. Tell them that if they're having a bad day, you're doing your absolute best. That is a form of friendship communication right there. But like I said, if you got something new, you doing some so well in life, and that friend is supposed to be your best friend, and they're not communicating with you that you're doing good, even when you feel like you're not doing good, and that having that hype person, that hype moment to boost your self esteem. Like, you're always telling them they look good, they're doing good. You're always communicating that to them, but in return you're not getting that, and you turn around and change your look because you thought that would make you feel like, I don't want to say prettier, but like most people will say prettier, you like that'll make you feel better about yourself, that you can get through the day, get through the week, and you have a fresh start for you. and they don't communicate that, hey, yeah, you look good, you got this, and stuff like that. Poor friendship. Hating ass bitch. That's what we're gonna call a hating ass bitch. Okay. So if you're watching this and you're the one who comment that they're hating ass bitch and you had every right to, stop being a friend. I don't think I didn't even tell y'all the question I asked. The question was the pettiest reason you stop being friends with someone. I don't think that's the petty reason. Let me know y'all petty reasons that you thought was petty or someone would think was petty that you stopped being friends with somebody. I don't think that was petty. So, Seki one said not petty, but she lied about everything. She couldn't tell the truth about little things. Again, communication. This is another great excellent example of how to communicate with your friends in an effective way and telling the truth. For the sake, we're gonna say the friend always makes excuses about why she can't hang out with y'all. Like she never has say the friend never has anything going on. The friend never has nothing to do. She's always home, and y'all thought it was a great idea for y'all to go out to brunch, like I say, catch up, spill some tea, vent. And she's always like, "Nah, girl, I don't feel like I'm tired." And this is the laziest motherfucker on earth. This is a poor example, but y'all kind of get where I'm saying. You have no reason to lie to your friend if that's truly your friend. Like, what's the reason? That's like me telling a little white lie to like my best friend in the world. Like, if we've been kids friends since kids since birth. That's like me telling her a little white lie. Like, yeah, girl, your hair looks really good, or you look really good in that outfit when you know they look trash. Like shit like that. Like, I would respect somebody so much if they just told me the truth about like little things. Like, sometimes we don't always want to hear the truth about shit, but you don't ever gotta lie. Never gotta lie. If that's your friend, if that's truly somebody you'll ride or die, you don't ever gotta tell little white lies. What's the point? It's your friend. They can tell when you lying. If it's truly your friend, they're gonna tell every time when you lying, unless you just down like great ass liar, which I need to learn that sometimes because sometimes I'm a terrible liar, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's some of the things y'all gave me. I want to give y'all a little bit of advice on that. I appreciate everybody that comment on my Instagram. If you haven't followed my Instagram, make sure you follow it just underscore Sean with two N's and I think two underscores. And also the podcast, Instagram, Grown and Unscripted Pod, or just Grown and Unscripted, I think. Link in the description. Kind of like my little short little tidbit. This is kind of like a little short episode. I kind of want to fit everything in there and kind of give y'all some like short little stories. I don't have a hot take for today, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna head and wrap it up with this last little communication for relationships. We all know key to the perfect relationship is always communication. If I feel like I can't come to you and talk to you about anything I have going on without being judged, or I feel like we're arguing a little too much and we can't sit down as grown adults with a mature mindset after we fully calm down and we're not yelling at each other, we're not biting each other's heads off. I feel like that's an effective communication for a relationship. Some ways that communication can be ineffectively like have miscommunications is where I feel personally, I feel like if I'm talking about something I really, really love, or if I'm expressing how I feel about certain things, and it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, I feel like that's communication, like poor communication, and that's also poor listening skills. Like, I'm sitting here pouring out my little tiny heart to you, and you're not catching anything I'm saying to communicate it back to me effectively to like give me some advice. And then sometimes in relationships, I feel like you really don't need to talk. Like sometimes it's okay to just sit, and that just might be me being biased because sometimes I do like to sit. Probably most of the time I just like to sit because I don't really have much to say. But as far as communicating in relationships, I feel like it's really important. I feel like everybody should be on one page, be on one accord. To like, if you don't feel like telling me everything, I understand. But if it's something truly bothering you, to the point, like something that I did, I feel like that's really important to communicate, to tell me where I went wrong, or I can tell you where you went wrong without you getting like defensive, like overly emotional. Yeah, that's the word. Overly emotional about it. Like if we can come together and communicate like 1v1 type shit and like sit over like some dinner or playing a game, like have like a little game night where we can sit and like tell each other. This is what I think. I feel like everyone should sit down. Like if you're in a relationship, y'all should have like a night where I was just sitting and like playing games and have like a night where everyone says at least one thing that really bothers you about the other person. And if y'all can do that correctly, effectively, and like do that without getting mad, I feel like that's a really good one. I feel like then that's how you know your relationship can withstand a lot of shit. Because in today's society, in today's like social media, weird. I feel like a lot of people have gotten away from really like these fancy days, like just going out. People have gotten away from sitting in the house watching a movie, or even having like a little simple gay night with your significant other, which in retrospect, it really opens up room for communicating, room for letting your feelings out. If you're into that type of thing, like learning new things about your partner, like that type of communication really brings up a good relationship. Like you may think you know everything about your significant other, but having that sit down, playing like Uno or something chill, like that you may learn something that you didn't really know. You may learn more stuff about that one thing that you thought you knew about them, and learn it, like just go more in depth about it, right? And learning each other's love language. Like a lot of people, I know mine's just like somewhat physical touch. I like a lot of quality time. I don't really like, and I like gift giving. Like I like giving gifts. That those are my top three. But learning each other's love language, and especially when they don't seem like in the mood, or they seem distant, or they're going through something hard, that communication through love language can really, really like help them out. So my little thing I would give to y'all, if y'all want to use it or not, I bring back the indoor days, bring back the picnic, like big picnic days, but indoor days mainly, because y'all can just go buy snacks, buy whatever you want. Not you don't have to worry about like a whole bunch of people around you talking, a lot of music playing. If you want to play like some soft music in the background, like just have a little vibe, just talk with your partner, communicate, like build that communication up, and then y'all in there like swim more. Y'all feel me? That is really all I got today. You already know how it goes. Like when it's unscripted, I'm usually all over the place, but it kind of ties together. I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Hope y'all have a great week. Hope y'all had a great Monday. Um, yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to all three episodes. Episode 1 is doing really great. Episode 2 is doing pretty great too. Run up episode 3 for me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all share or at least like the video. That really helps push YouTube. YouTube is really becoming a podcast avenue now. So pretty soon they're gonna kind of push the podcast a little bit more. So if y'all can like it, share it. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, share the Spotify link to somebody that needs to hear this, somebody you think that would enjoy my little crazy ass personality. I appreciate all the listeners, appreciate all the watchers on YouTube. But if you're on Spotify, definitely follow, definitely rate the podcast. And yeah, y'all, this has been Grown and Unscripted. I'm Sean. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all have a great day. Stay unscripted, stay unapologetic. I'm working on a little tagline. I hope y'all like it, but I'll see y'all next time.